Hello everyone, DM Gashbad here. I feel like I say this in front of every video, but it's been a long time since I've gotten to bring this game to the channel. Why do I say that every time? If every game that I bring to the channel I haven't played for like 6 months, what am I putting up the rest of the time? If I just got a dozen games that I'm switching between, I don't feel like it's that many. But that's besides the point. We're back with our Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition Path to Glory campaign. If you don't remember, and I don't blame you if you don't, Path to Glory was a campaign supplement in Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition, where warbands of the Devoted of Chaos battled each other in the Chaos Waste to gain the attention of their dark gods. We are on round 4 of our 6-round campaign, and I, as always, will be using the Louts of Chaos, the lovable, huggable, beer-swilling, Khorne-worshipping purveyors of poor self-control and poor personal hygiene. They are led by my Chaos Champion, Sir Osis of the Liver. He is mounted on a barded Chaos steed named Horsey. He's up to weapon skill 8, strength and toughness 5, still only has 2 wounds, it's a major downside, but he's initiative 7 with 3 attacks. That goes up to 4 with his Mark of Khorne, which gives him Frenzy. He also has the Axe of Khorne for a nice matching set, which gives him Killing Blow. He has the Blessing of Khorne, in case he didn't have enough Khorne stuff. That is basically a Dispel Scroll, and a Deafening Bellow, which gives his opponents -1 to hit him on the turn that he charges. He of course has his Chaos Armor and Shield, along with a Throwing Axe. With him is his motley band of malcontents. Starting from left to right, we have a single Chaos Hound, that's the Booze Hound. Then we have Harold Drownsodden, who is a Chaos Chosen with an additional hand weapon. Scalding Bloodporge is an Ogre, also with an additional hand weapon. The Marinated Meat Shields are 3 Marauders with shields. Below them are the Leg Biters, 4 Marauders with additional hand weapon. Then we have a new addition, Dr. Heineken's Monster, who is a Chaos Spawn with the Mark of Khorne. That gives him Devastating Charge for +1 attack on the charge. We have an unnamed Bloodletter, bit of an oversight on my part. Then we have the Pitmen, 2 Chaos Warriors with shields, and Dunschlitz the Minotaur with his Great Axe. Arrayed against them on the eve of battle is the dreaded Tzeentch Warband. The Tzeentch champion has the same equipment loadout as Sir Osis. I don't remember all of his stat upgrades, but they are significant. I think the only thing to keep in mind is that he has a lower initiative and perhaps a lower weapon skill, but I think he has strength 6 and several wounds. He is also a level 1 wizard with the Infernal Gateway spell, which is a problem. He has a demon weapon, which gives him even more stat increases. He has regeneration, 4-up save. Distended Maw, meaning that if he wounds anything with 3 of his attacks, he instantly destroys it with no saves allowed. And probably some other stuff that I'm forgetting. The rest of his warband consists of a sorcerer with the Searing Doom spell, 6 Chaos Hounds, 7 Marauders, I believe with no additional equipment, 4 Chaos Warriors. I think they also might just have their basic hand weapon. He has a Chosen with a Flail, I believe, a Spawn, and he has the Mark of Tzeentch, so he has a Strength 3 breath weapon, which is cool, and a Chaos Troll. The scenario is Take and Hold, so here you see the table all set up and ready to play. It's pretty much a straight up fight, but if for whatever reason there isn't a victor by round 10, the person with the most models in the central terrain piece is the winner. 10 rounds for Path to Glory is a long time. I expect this game to be resolved a lot quicker than that. The problem with the Tzeentch Warband is the spells. They are instant death. Well, Infernal Gateway is instant death for a lot of things, but Searing Doom is particularly brutal against my Chaos Champion and anyone else that might have a good armor save, like my Chosen or the Pitmen. And a big issue is that my Chaos Champion can't hide inside a unit like you would be able to in a normal Warhammer game. He can't join units of skirmishers because he's mounted, and so the only thing that he can join would be a unit of a single model, and that's really not that much protection. He does have a single one-use Dispel with his Blessing of Khorne, but the last time we played, I tried to be kind of cagey. I tried to stay out of sight and slowly advance on the opposing forces, and it didn't work. Models, especially his Chaos Champion, are too mobile. Eventually they're going to get line of sight to something valuable and the spells are going to come flying out. If I take too much time wandering around, then it just gives him more opportunities to find those chances. So this time I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to kind of rush straight at him, Khorne style. With the exception of the Troll and maybe the Spawn, his army isn't actually that intimidating, mostly because of poor equipment rolls on his standard troops. His Chaos Champion can easily defeat anything in my army, with the exception of my Chaos Champion. If we get into a fight, there is an off chance that I can get a killing blow through before he gets to strike and end the battle quickly that way. It's not great, but these champions are getting really strong at this point in the game. So I'm in the bottom, I'm mostly deployed on the left. I've put Dunchlitz and Scalding Blood Porridge, the Ogre, off on the left. I don't have to worry about the Searing Doom spell too much, and I think they can beat up whatever's going to be deployed over on the flank and hopefully wander around and help out towards the late game. I don't plan on claiming the central objective. 10 rounds is a long time, I don't need to rush out there. I might use it as cover though. I plump the spawn kind of in the center, mostly because it's got a clear run to the opposing force. He doesn't have to move around terrain so much going that way. And I tried to hide my guys with the good armor saves as well as possible. For my opponent, he deployed pretty strong in the center, Spawn, Troll, Chaos Champion, Chosen, and the Chaos Warriors. He put his Chaos Sorcerer up on the hill with a big screen of Marauders, and he's got small units of Hounds on either flank. My opponent wins the first turn and goes for an all-points advance. His Sorcerer and his Champion don't feel the need to go out there too quickly. It kind of looks like he's sending out his weaker troops to just kind of slow down my forces as we move forward, whittle them down with spells, and then keeping his stronger troops in reserve. The Troll does fail Stupidity, and so it doesn't really have much of a choice. It just sort of stumbles forward a little bit. His Chaos Champion moves off to the right so that he can get line of sight to my Chaos Champion, because it's the magic phase, and we roll 8 dice. A 5 and a 3. First, I believe his Chaos Sorcerer tries to cast Searing Doom on the Pitmen, which I managed to dispel. And then he spends his remaining 5 dice casting Infernal Gateway, and he gets double 6. He gets Irresistible Force. Well, that stinks. I knew I was going to have to brave 1, maybe 2 magic phases. With him getting the first turn, it was going to be at least 2. But I was hoping I would either get to dispel something against my champion with my regular dice, or he would fail to cast, and then would have that Blessing of Khorne to automatically dispel it in the next round, but that doesn't help if he rolls Irresistible Force. So 2d6, strength 2d6 hits come in on the Chaos Champion. I don't manage to make any of my saves, and he dies. It's possible I could have tried to hide him a little better. I could have put him in with a unit, but I don't think it would have made any difference. The nearby Chaos Hound panics and moves off to the right. The miscast does result in feedback, which punches 1 wound onto his Chaos Sorcerer. I mean, it's kind of nice, but if his Chaos Champion had disappeared down a vortex to the Realm of Chaos, that would have made it all worthwhile. As it is, I think that's far too little, far too late. Anyway, it's over to my turn. No charges to declare. The Chaos Hound fails to rally and runs off the board. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm at 0 favor points, so if I get into a big fight, well, first off, I'm just going to lose. I'm going to get all my guys killed because there is nothing that can touch his Chaos Champion. He could retreat with the entirety of the rest of his force, send his Chaos Champion into the middle of my guys, come out unscathed. I would lose all my people, have to make a bunch of casualty rolls, not have the favor points to save them, and I don't think I would take a lot of his stuff out with me. So, here's what I'm going to do instead. All my valuable stuff is going to retreat. Even some of my garbage stuff is going to retreat. We're going to go hide at the edge of the board or behind buildings, and the only thing that we're going to send out is we're going to send out the Chaos Spawn, mostly because I just want to see how this guy operates. Brand new model. He's not currently facing anything too threatening. Just send him out there, see what happens. I'm also going to move forward the Marinated Meat Shields. Their job is to die. I can't voluntarily rout until I've lost a quarter of my forces, so that means I need to lose 2 more guys. Marinated Meat Shields are some of my cheapest troops. They get the job. Sorry, boys. So with no magic, no shooting on my side, it's back to my opponent. His Troll fails Stupidity again, and he's not super keen on charging anything. He knows what I'm going to do. I think he would rather pick off some more valuable troops with his magic before I get to leave. So his Chaos Champion swings around to the other side. The Marauders basically retreat. The Troll fails Stupidity again, and the rest of the troops, maybe they shuffle around a little bit. In the magic phase, he gets 8 dice to play with again, but he fails to cast Infernal Gateway this time. He declines to try and cast Searing Doom. He doesn't have any really good targets, and so we're back to my turn. In accordance with the plan, the Marinated Meat Shields charge the flank of the Chaos Spawn. I decide I'd rather keep my chaos spawn alive, so he's gonna use his random movement to go back towards the lines with the rest of my guys just trying to look inconspicuous. In the close combat phase, I am pleased to say that the meat shields do their job. They don't cause any damage to the spawn, which is not shocking, and the spawn kills 2 of them. Perfect. I don't think it's very likely that that third marauder is going to stay alive, but if she feels like doing that, that would be okay too. I've hit my 25%, I'm on my way out the door. Tzeentch turn, and the champion decides that he wants to actually do something in hand-to-hand combat, so he charges into the flank of the marauder. No spells are cast in the magic phase, why take the chance? The troll does fail its stupidity test for the 3rd round in a row, which is pretty impressive. In close combat, the lone marauder is killed, comes around to my turn again, and I leg it. Sorry about that game, but I don't regret it. After my champion got murdered round 1, I was just never gonna be in this game. I could have thrown away a bunch of troops for the enjoyment of you, the viewing public, or my opponent, but no thank you. You guys aren't worth it. No offense. And I think I made the right choice, because I ended up with 7 favor points, my opponent ended up with 6, got a slight penalty because he did get a miscast. Kind of a technical win. The reason I got those extra favor points is because his warband rating was, of course, 10 points higher than mine. I didn't lose any of my guys in the casualty phase. Sir Osis, in fact, ended up with horrible scars, which now gives him fear, which is pretty good. He also got an advancement, and he ended up with an extra attack, which makes that killing blow that much more of a possibility in later confrontations with this warband. And so there it is. Not much of a battle, but it didn't take much out of your day. More to come in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, observations, or concerns, and I'll see you on the next one.